Hey Janine, it's Tyler. I had gotten your information from Bob Kent. He kind of filled me in on what was going on, said you needed a little help with some SEO. So I decided to make a quick video and give you a free attack plan that you can implement right away in order to start outranking your competitors online and increase your digital marketing. So I have your website pulled up here and it looks great. I see that it was developed on Weebly. That's awesome. It's actually how we started building websites. We use WordPress now just because we like, the features that it has. But Weebly's great, especially with the SEO, because it's easy to fill in all the information. But anyway, back to your website here. It looks good. There's a ton of pictures that could affect SEO if there's too many, because it looks like they're slow to load, but there's ways around that. We can compress them and maybe make it look a little neater. But otherwise, these planners are great. People want to see this, so you definitely want them on your site in some form. But the other thing I noticed is there's not a ton of content. And with SEO, we recommend between 1,000 and 1,500 words of content so that when Google crawls your site, it knows exactly what it's about, and it knows to send users who are searching for your services to your site. So let's click on some of your back pages here and see what you have going on. Yeah, this looks much better. Pictures are laid out nice, and there's some content here. We would want to even expand a little bit more with back pages. We want between 500 and 750 words usually. Let's keep going. Testimonials is great. That's perfect. And I see here that it's linked to a charity, which is great as well. I saw, and we'll get into this a little bit later, I saw that they provided you with a backlink, and I'll touch upon that in a little bit, but that's awesome. And then your about page. Cool. So one thing that I would say is definitely increase the content on your service page, maybe go in a little bit more in depth. And it's really not for readers on your website, because to be honest with you, when anyone goes on a site, they're not reading the whole thing. They're just looking for specific information. Like I said before, it's really just for Google to rank your website accordingly. So as much content as possible with high intent keywords is what we're looking for. Now I pulled up a report in a tool called Ahrefs of your website. And obviously it's a little bit new, so there's not too much data, but you see here there's the UR and DR, and the UR is the trust flow, okay, leading back to your site, and any domain that links to you, and you can see here you have one, and I believe it's from that charity. Yep, Chariots for Hope. So they link, you have a link on their site, and based on that site, you're going to get a certain amount of trust back to your site. So when people see the link, they go to your site, Google will analyze it and give it a trust number, and that's what you're seeing here. And the domain rating is just the amount of power that that link is creating. You see here there's 2 backlinks, so on their one site you must have 2 links throughout. And then we have here organic keywords, and your site's pretty new, so you're not going to have too many, but that can easily be fixed. And I'm going to show you over here. We go to a competitor site. I think these guys are from Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, but I saw that they do a similar service. So you can see their site here, nicely laid out. They don't have a ton of content either, though, which is great for you, because now you know and you can outrank them in that regard. So it looks good. They have, okay, so they have a couple different back pages here with some content, some reviews. Looks like they have a store and some videos. Okay, so here's another thing I want to touch upon. So you can see here, the video is great, but they have more and more content, and then within the content here you can see these get started buttons. And what this does is it links to other pages on their site. And if you have a powerful web page that is, getting a lot of visitors, a lot of traffic, and you have it linked to another page, that page that's getting a lot of traffic is then passing power onto whatever page it's going to. So you hit the get started button and it's going to take you to this page. So it's passing power to this page. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, you can see here they've got about 4 or 5 different pages with content and pictures. So this is something you can kind of copy and make better for your site as well. And then jumping into their analysis, you can kind of see here that they have a little bit more with their trust flow and their domain name rating. Actually, you're right there for that, so that's not bad. But they have 89 backlinks, 20 referring domains, and then this is what I really want to get into, these organic keywords. And this is what drives the traffic to websites. So when you go into Google and you type in, for example, here, front door flower arrangements, you can see there's 30 searches a month just for that keyword or key phrase, right? And they're ranked number 6 on Google. So if you were to type this in on Google, you'd see them on the number 6 spot. Let's go to one that's a little bit bigger. So front door planters, right? If you have the word front door planters throughout your site, it's searched 350 times, okay? So these are just a couple ideas of words or phrases that you can utilize on your website in order to increase traffic. All right, so going back, so you can see here 158 organic traffic, and that's generated from all of these keywords, from the backlinks, etc. And then I have one more for you. Knock knock. No, just knock knock. All right. So I like their website. It was pretty sleek. They have how it works laid out pretty cool. I think they have a get started button a couple times, and they don't have a ton of content either. So again, good for you now that you know that content is good for your site. You can create more content and outrank these 2 competitors. It doesn't look like they have a ton of back pages either. Again, good information for you. And it doesn't, that's interesting. Okay. That's all kind of on one page. All right, so let's go into their analysis here, and you can kind of see they've probably been around a little bit longer because they have a trust flow of 30 and a rating of 13, 105 backlinks, 464 keywords, and we can even go into their keywords here, see what they're ranking for. Knock knock. Not necessarily relevant to their site, right? You don't want people typing in knock knock going to your site. But there's seasonal plant, 150 searches, outdoor plant delivery, 200 searches. So again, a couple different keywords you can add into your site. The other thing I noticed was, I believe when I typed in your company, Replenish Planters, on Google, let's do that really quick. There was no Google My Business page, right? And that's a big factor with SEO. That's going to create your local business. It's going to increase that, because when people around the area search for maybe planners, or if they search for really any of these keywords that we talked about, you want your site to pop up or your Google business page to pop up. And what we can do with that is we can add citations to it, and I'll actually jump into that tool that I use here called Whitespark, and we'll show you what that is. So we'll do a business search. We will do Replenish Planters, and let's see here. This would definitely be easier. with a Google My Business page, but we'll figure it out. And the location. Bear with me here. Maybe it'll pick up Montgomery County. Yeah, so we'll do that. And we'll search. So what this is going to do is it's going to show us all of the websites or directories online, such as Yellow Pages, that have your information, your name, your address, and your phone number. And it also kind of helps with links as well, pointing back to your Google My Business. So creating Google My Business is very easy, and it's a really powerful tool. It's like a mini website almost. Because think about it, when you go on Google and you type in pizza shops, the first thing you're doing is 9 times out of 10 going down to this Google Map pack, and you're finding which one has the best reviews, and you're probably not clicking more places. You're probably just going to click the best one here, the top 3. So you can kind of see if somebody's typing in planning delivery or planters delivery, how you'd want to be there, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to click on that top spot. So let's see if this finished loading here. Takes a little bit. And here we go. So it looks like there's 12 citations. All right, and sometimes they pick up like partial phone numbers, so they might not all be legitimate. But you could go on and there's hundreds and hundreds of directories online, or you could go in and just put your name, address, phone number in, and again, it'll point back to your Google My Business, point back to your website, and give it more power and create more traffic overall. So those were 3 things that I wanted to give you to help increase traffic to your website, to kind of give you a little, some SEO tips and tricks. So we talked about content, we talked about backlinks, and we talked about citations. If you have any questions at all or need any help, give me a call, 267-885-3473, or you can send me an email at leadsbylordi@gmail.com. Thanks.